every time, any day on Uproot the Issue podcast. So this is a live session. We are very, very sorry. So sorry for time. Nigeria happened to us, network issue. But I'm very, very, firstly, I want to appreciate you for staying till this time and for actually giving us your listening ears. So, this is Uproot the Issue podcast reaching you this hour. Ekemine Ekwere is my name. I'm the host of Uproot the Issue podcast. Today will not just be the regular live session, will really be real as we talk about caring for women during menstruation. So, do men really know what women go through monthly? Do men really understand what women go through monthly? What do you think about how women feel? What do you think yeah, about men's attitude towards women during menstruation? Do you think that men are actually caring enough, or to some level, men do not have that sense of education? Having here in the live session is a girl child advocate. She is also an advocate of promoter of reproductive health. I mean, she has actually given and invested so much to see that she shares menstrual care like sanitary pads to students, over 1,900 students, school students, and she is the founder of Lifeline for Health Foundation. This has been a movement, an initiative that is open to educating and sensitizing ladies about their reproductive life. In the talk show room is Dr. Emedion Francis. It's good to have you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Good to be here too.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the wonderful sacrifice you've actually instilled in giving in your best to save the girl child in the society. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome.
Oh, okay, so while we're actually waiting for our co-guests to join us, I would really love us to start this way because we are actually behind time. So when it comes, like when you hear the word monthly flu, what actually comes to your mind? I mean, when that particular phrase comes in, monthly flu or monthly cycle, it's means. What actually comes to your mind?
The flow that is monthly, that's what comes to my mind. Menstruation happens every month, so it's monthly flow. It's flow that is monthly.
Okay, so wait, before a good, very, very good conversation starts with at least trying to understand the background and trying to understand what this actually means. So, when a lady menstruates or when a woman actually menstruates, to our viewers here, what is this menstruation?
It's basically when a woman bleeds every month. So it's called a menstrual cycle, and it's between 28 days to 35 days. Yeah. So every month, your body is going to release an egg, and if you don't get pregnant, if there is no sperm to fertilize the egg, then the egg is going to be shedded out as period. So the blood that flows is the egg that has not been fertilized. So in a woman's body, literally every month, your body tries to get you pregnant. So if you don't get pregnant, you're not going to menstruate. So that's what it's called, menstruation.
Whoa, that ground has been established, meaning that if you are so, opportune, in fact, this menstruation is even a privilege because if you have it, it means that you are safe. And to some ladies that are not married and, actually crossing the line of having children, meaning that, you are good and there's nothing wrong with you. You are fertile enough. It's just that naturally you are expected to have this flow um, monthly, and it's something that should happen regularly. So thank you for actually setting that pace. So there are so many concerns about, and I believe when this issue came up, I feel it's a place of misinformation, or it's a place where people are not actually, educated enough to understand women, okay, how this happens. Because some person, if you they're actually overreacting on this thing. So I would also like to know, what are those realities? What do women really face during this period? Because like I said earlier, some men may not really understand, because of course if I'm not in your shoe, I may not get to understand what is going on with you. So what do women face in this period?
Okay, there are different phases in the menstrual cycle. There is follicular, there's ovulatory, there's a luteal phase, and then there's also the menstrual phase. So it's basically a cycle that starts from menstrual phase, then follicular ovulation, and the luteal phase. The Basically, women only have 1 week in a month where they're literally normal, where the hormone does not go up and down. And that's basically during the follicular phase, where just after your menstrual cycle, the follicular phase comes back, and then you are very active. That's when you see women they're so happy, they try to achieve all their goals and whatnot during their follicular phase. And then the ovulation phase is when you start getting horny, when you just want to have sex, because that's the period where the egg is going to be released. And then the luteal phase is where all the mood swings come in. This is exactly when you have not gotten pregnant. So your body's like they had literally prepared your body. Your body had prepared itself for the baby that you were expecting. And since you did not get pregnant, it's like your body kind of in a way punishes you for not getting pregnant, for lack of better words. So that's when you now start having all the mood swings, because we have two main hormones. Not like we have two main hormones, but there's estrogen and progesterone. Now, these hormones on normal levels here, they stimulate serotonin and dopamine, and these are the hormones that makes you happy. So when these hormones are on healthy levels, normal levels, the woman is going to be happy. But then during their period, these hormones come down, and then it's the result. It's because of this hormone coming down that all sort of mood swings and anxiety and irritability just happens. So yeah, that's basically it. And you were saying something about men not understanding. I think one thing men need to understand is women. We are what one thing that really controls us is our hormones. It goes up and it comes down. It fluctuates a lot. When it fluctuates, if it goes up, our body is going to react a certain way. When it comes down, our body is going to react a certain way. So it's left for men to actually understand women, to actually read about their hormones, to especially if you're in a relationship with a person, to know the person's cycle, so that you know, okay, this particular period or this particular week this hormone is up, or this particular week this hormone is down, so you know how to act accordingly.
Oh, wow. I mean that it's it's a very good, lesson. I mean, I'm getting it well accordingly. Interesting, because yes, like you said earlier, three phrases, and each of the phrase carries its own bag. Bag of expectation. This is what you should expect here. And the second phase, I believe the second phase is actually that line that if you mistakenly, knowingly or unknowingly, you go enter. So the last phase is that period where, yeah, I mean, if I should gets you very well, that period where the mood swings and the whole wahala small wahala do come in, which it really needs you as a guy, if you're in a relationship or maybe as a husband, so to say, to understand how to care or cater for a lady during this period, or for a woman during this period, as the case may be. So thank you very much for actually highlighting that. And I would also love to know, because you know it is very very difficult, just like you say, the hormones, the hormones in women, it actually fluctuates. So you, as a guy, it will be very difficult to study how, or maybe predict this is how she is at this point, or this is what will be, or maybe know the next step that will come up. So it's tends to be that you guys are already a chapter, a book to study or to read as a course in school, because I mean it's not something that you can just grasp in a full day. So to what I'm actually saying here is that yes, the hormones available, but then the problem now is how do we get to understand the reactions and what have you. So for a guy, now the question is, now for a guy, okay, how do you even get to know that, this lady is actually in menstrual cycle, or she's in her period? So what I'm trying to ask now, what are those common signs that you as a guy you should check out for? Okay, at least when you see this signal like this, say, ground no to balance, so you guys they all right.
I don't think there is any particular signal, but I'll say if you're in a relationship with, of course, if you're in a relationship, You should know her cycle. There are different apps that track cycle, and you can literally share it with your partner. So you should monitor her cycle too. And I feel like if you're in a relationship with someone, you will know when the person is on a period. Also, if the person is your friend and she's able to talk about her period freely, you just have to also know that, okay, she's on her period and she's going to need empathy. Aside that, empathy is the word. You don't have to know if she's on her period. You just have to empathize with them. If she can tell that she's on her period, then that's nice. Then you just have to know that, okay, different things are going to happen. That's why it's important for men to study menstruation. That's why it is important for men to know that in a month, a woman is only fine 1 week in a month. So you empathize all around. So the word is just empathy.
Ah, 1 week in a month. This is serious. So you have in a month that has 31 days. So you have practically over 20 something days to do what? To empathize with her.
When you say it like
If
that,
you are
it
getting the
sounds
math.
like when you say it like that, it sounds like something that is difficult. But everybody should empathize with everybody. I'm just saying that you should see a woman and know that this is an this every month she has to see her period. She's on a cycle, so you should empathize with her every single month. Empathy is just being
Okay,
considerate, you know that.
sure, of course. Okay, so you see, like I had said earlier, there is always, a room for, misunderstanding. I mean, the aspect where maybe a lady during this period, she will just get to, let's just say in a relationship now, a guy is just trying to give in room to see that, just like you said, empathy, considerate, trying to, be available, trying to ensure that you are fine, trying to ensure that he's doing everything, practically everything possible to see that you, at this period, you have him, his support, his concern, is, I mean, a whole lot of availability. So now, for the ladies that, for some ladies, I won't generalize because it's not right. So for some ladies that, in this period, because in the place of emotional, tolerance or emotional maturity, it comes to play. So for to some ladies that may actually, I wouldn't say taking advantage, but actually, you know make it, paint it as if they are trying to maybe frustrate, or they are trying to, weigh down the effort of a guy. I mean, what would you actually say on this?
See, communication on both sides. You are with someone that is on a period, or you're with someone that has dysmenorrhea, severe cramps. Ask her what she needs. What do you need? How can I help you? Not assuming that you know what to do. And then if you do what she said, I don't think any normal person, you do exactly what she needs and she does not appreciate you. I don't think that's normal. But if she doesn't appreciate you, then you can communicate and tell the person, oh, I did this. You said I should do this, but you were still not appreciative, and she can, I don't know, change her ways. Yeah. But I think it's communication on both sides, because see, you might be doing, you can, there's something called love languages, where someone's love language is words of affirmation, and you're buying gifts for the person. If you like, buy the whole house, she's not still going to appreciate it. So you have to communicate. Ask her, what do you need during this period? How can I help you? And then she's going to tell you, this is exactly what I need. And then if you're doing everything that she needs and she's not still being appreciative, then still communication. You now tell her, okay, this is what I did. You said I should do it this way, but you're not still showing any appreciation. And she can communicate, maybe tell you. She can change her ways. Maybe she don't even know that she was acting anyhow. So it's still communication that is going to help.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's a talk show, live session on understanding and caring for women, especially during a period of monthly flow. So, do men really know what women face, battle with, or go through monthly when it comes to do with their menstrual cycle? You may not understand if you're far, if you're not close. That is why we are here. And so the conversation has been going smoothly, trying to set the pace and trying to understand what really is this menstruation. Come to realize that basically it is, to some level or to a greater extent, something that is actually, normal, something that is good. As a lady, if you see it monthly, you are fine. Nothing wrong with you. It's a cycle that a woman, it's natural. You need to have it biologically. It is part of what makes you, your makeup as a woman, your characteristics, and as a guy. So many things to look out for in this period has been established by Dr. Emediong. Phases that women, go through in this monthly flow, 28 days. And I mean, there's a whole lot of phases. We have the first phase, the second phase, and the last day phase where, you know, we have the mood swings and what have you. But then, what you also need to understand that a woman is has two makeups of hormones. So, I mean, and it's not predictable. You can't really predict or which one comes this way or which one is possibly tracked or predicted. So it's just left for you as a guy to study, to show empathy, because the main word is trying to be considerate. And she has also established that as a guy you need to understand that you won't actually go out the lane of having what of doing what maybe your partner doesn't like, or doing what maybe, or giving her what she doesn't really like or want whenever she's bleeding, or whenever she's actually seeing or she's in a period. So you as a guy, meaning that there's a whole lot of work, there's a whole lot of efforts, there's a lot of tolerance, there's a lot of patience that you need to give out in this period to see that it doesn't really have to do with your girlfriend or your partner, maybe any lady that you come across. As far as this context is concerned, you really need to be considerate. You really need to show empathy, because as a guy, we are actually, or as men, we are actually, created to, support, to be a shoulders that they can actually lean on. So it's a good one. So what do you think? What do you feel? I would love to know in the comment section. Do you think men are actually, they really understand what women pass, or what women face, what women go through monthly? Or as a guy, you feel that the issue of menstrual, cycle, the whole flow and what have you, it has really been over, reacted. I mean, women are really picking this on a high side. Okay, some may even use this to ensure that you don't see shaggy every month. I would love to also know your view in the comment section as a guy and as a woman. Let's also know your view. What have you been going through? The experiences. Medical experts here is here to educate and give our value to see that you are fine, because the main essence of Uproot the Issue podcast is to provide solutions to life issues. So, Dr. Mediong, thank you so much. We have actually gone far, and I would also love to ask you, because there's a question I have from um, Favor actually asked this question, and I would really love to give it to you. I wish Nosa Kwawo is there, because we also had questions for him as well. But the first question here we have here is that if men were to experience menstruation, if men were to see this menstrual flow every month, how will how would the experience be like in the workplace? How would the workplace be able to handle this if men were actually it's just a contribution on your end? What do you think it will feel like? But remember that men, we are known for certain tendencies, like being aggressive, being wild sometimes. So let's just say this is all about the women. This is what women go through. This is what they face monthly. It comes regularly. So what if this actually happen? This is the same shoe that men wear to wear or put on. How would they the workplace handle this situation?
First of all, I don't even see. I don't think men can even handle menstruation. If you check online, TikTok videos, Twitter, whatsoever, there's different simulations with there's like a device where they try to simulate menstrual pain, and men cannot even get to. I mean, level one, they cannot even get to that. So first, men cannot even go through it. Secondly, if men with experience menstruation, I think would have menstrual leave, because I feel like at this point in this world, I don't understand why in 2025 there's nothing like menstrual leave. That's one. Number two, if men were to experience menstruation, there would be drugs available for women, because right now there's no particular drugs that is used for dysmenorrhea or cramps or the mood swings. There's actually no research. There's research, but the research is not enough to explain why dysmenorrhea happens, why the anxiety, why the mood swings, everything. Like two different women, myself and Favor, we have different experiences. Favor what she experiences during her period is different from what I experienced during my period. And I can tell you for a certain that the cramps are different every single month. You literally do not know what to expect. So if men were to experience it, I think there will be answers to all of these things. So I don't think men can experience it. And secondly, if men were to experience it, life would have been much better for them.
Oh.
I don't think there's a way that a man is going to. It's the same thing with contraceptives, where all the contraceptives are available, there are different side effects that are just unnecessary. I promise you, if men were getting pregnant, there will be a contraceptive that will not have any side effects. It's just that it's because it's women that are experiencing all these things. That's why enough research is not done.
Oh, so meaning that there is a gap. I mean, there's a whole lot of
Yes.
work to do beyond just the gender being, a gender-based issue, being that this is what is going, women are facing. Meaning that had it been this actually, happened, or this is what men get to face every month, there would have been a lot of work that we will put in to see that at least we will make a life a better place for the women, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Menstruation is
okay,
something
okay.
that is menstruation is something that is rooted in shame, and it's not even from now that it's starting. Even from the Bible, where you would say a woman would be seeing her period and she would be described as unclean, or even in northern states where a woman is seeing her period and she's secluded from her family, or even now that there's period poverty, everything is just under is shame. So as long as there's shame attached to it, research will not be done. And what are the people that are going to finance this research? Definitely is going to be men. What are the people that are going to make this loss is going to be men. So as long as there's still this shameful stereotype, I don't think that we are going to go anywhere with this whole menstruation or contraceptive stuff. But if it was a man that was experiencing it, it would have been much more better.
Men, men them. Men them. There is a need, there is a need, there is a need, and there is possibly every need to go back to the drawing board to see, because I mean, women, they are actually beacons of inspiration in the society. Without them, we wouldn't have a better place. So if this is actually going on with them, if this is what they face every month, there is a need to do what? For us to give in our best, away from just the tolerance, away from just the empathy, away from just being there, away from showing concern. We need to see how we can make it better, to ameliorate the situation, to make it better for every lady in the world, so that every month you won't actually blame, or you won't actually regret, or you won't actually, be affected by any attitude you receive from a lady. I mean, in the quest to actually find out things from friends. I mean, there's someone was even telling me that our own mood swing, it's not just like what Dr. Mediong just said now, that you can actually tell it's, the mood swings, or maybe the cramps. I mean, the whole, attitude, and the whole, how it affects you and how you feel. It comes differently every month. Okay. So there's this month that will come in, just JJ, and the other month will give you bass boost. So there's someone that was telling me that my own comes with with evil spirits. Oh. Bad character was my god. So how do you get to manage? I mean, how do you just get to manage? Because if your own comes with, like, what she was trying to say is, oh, this month she may just be, calm, and the next month there's how she wouldn't even want to see anybody. She wouldn't even like to see, like, a sight of anybody, not even to talk of a guy. In fact, the sight of a guy, maybe the one she loves, irritates her. Was ah, ah, even the one you love, say, irritates her. So how do you just get to manage the situation in such a way that the guy may not feel bad, or the guy will just maybe understands, and you just know that, oh, this is something that won't last forever. It's within a period, and you will be fine. Okay. So she was just trying to share that, in her own case, so once it happens like that, once she feels like that, all she needs to do is, at least yes, in as much as the cramp, especially that it's always bad when the cramp comes. So she will just try to seclude, she will just try to be alone. But at the same time, that will not mean that she'll push, the guy just away. If the guy comes, the guy may just spend time, and just like you said, maybe get some things like she likes for her. And as far as just trying to ensure that she's fine, maybe pitying her, I'm sorry, just trying to show concern, that for her, she feels, quite much better. For her, she feels quite much good when a guy has that level of maturity, tolerance, patience, to show towards her. She's fine with that. Okay. So it's yes, just like you said. For me, I also see that yes, it's something probably like you said. If it's something that it's one thing main phase. Okay, the pressure, the the efforts would have been huge to see that the guy, yeah, there's a solution, there's a way we can make it better, there's a way we'll live better. Okay, other than this is happening to the female folks or the female gender. Okay. So hopefully we believe that at the end of the live session, we may have a one or two take, okay, to take back home. I mean, and to understand how we can make it better. But then in school, you've actually been. I went through your profile and I discovered that over 1,900 students, secondary school, consistently have been, shown favor. When I say favor, in the sense that have been shown concern coming in to share sanitary pads, especially in this economy, something that most persons are not really. It's not that the money is there, but this is a concern to see that there's a need to bridge the gap of not being able to access a menstrual, care. You are doing this for the students. So for you, in this, tour to schools, what has been the gaps? What has been the, things you've seen that it pertains to menstrual hygiene that you see that, oh, there is a need for us to, take this as a very serious task, even if it means educating, sensitizing people, the girl child. How do we even get to make it better for the girl child? What has been the challenges that you've seen students going through in these schools? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, maybe it's network, and we hope to have Dr. Emadian back. Okay, amazing guests. This is Uproot the Issue podcast. So we have actually been
Yeah, I can hear you.
okay. Okay, we have actually been trying to see that. I mean, the gospel of menstrual hygiene, the gospel of menstrual, the gospel is, shared to the ends of the earth. So yes, what is menstrual hygiene? What does it really entails for a woman to bleed monthly? Something that is good, a blessing, not a curse. Something that it's not bad, of course, for you as a lady to have. It's something that is not too bad. It's something that we expect monthly from you as a lady. Are you back, doctor?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, please be audible a bit so that I can hear you well.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to hear you.
It's network. There's no difference in my voice and how I was speaking before.
Is it possible to increase the volume?
The volume is at
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so you got the last question I asked you.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, though I'm struggling to hear you, okay? Eh, okay, while we are actually trying to have Dr. Emedi, I'm back. We are actually having of caring and within the confines of medical, um, health and reproductive life, we see that women are actually safe. The young girls, the girl child is safe, and she is actually doing well because I mean the trauma, the stress, and what have you that comes with the menstrual pains, everything. It really affects the ladies and it hits them that bad. So, what are you having as an opinion? Waiting, you want to use your mouth choking. How do you want to come in? How do you want us to listen? What is actually that thing that you are going through? Or how do you feel when you are actually faced with the issue of painful menstruation? And how do you cope? This period, if you are in a relationship, how do you treat? What should you expect from your partner? Should he abstain? Should he be far away? What should he do when you're actually, having your cramps? What do you actually expect the guy to do? Should he actually leave you alone? How do you have to go about it in a way that it will not feel bad? Okay, so it's a good conversation that we are having with Dr. Medium. And I believe we are going to have her back. Okay, doctor.
Okay, this network is so
Doctor, are you
terrible.
back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, doctor, I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me, right? Network is that bad. Okay, while we are still trying to have Dr. Emedion back so that we can to call it a wrap. Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot that she has actually shaped. So yes, I got to realize that ladies, this is something that is not really it's not really funny. It's something that they face. It's pains that we can't fathom, we can explain. But in as much as you are actually a guy, all you need to do is to giving your all to ensure that you are there, okay? Your all to ensure that you tolerate it. It's very, it's need a whole span of tolerance. You really need to be, you know, considerate enough because I mean, if you can't actually cope with her during this period, how much more pregnancy, how much more when she has complicated issues and childbirth, how would you be able to cope with the entire situation? And I believe that most guys, we are actually missing out because we've not been trained or we've not been educated, we've not been sensitized, we've not been exposed to the approaches we can adopt to ensure that we give these women an ease during this period. Okay, will not be a thunk on or a thunk on their flesh, and we will not actually add more insult to the injury. So as a guy, yes, it's a call, it's a call, and it is a message to all the guys out there. Okay, I think we have our back now. Yeah, back.
Hopefully.
Okay. Let's see if the network will still permit us. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I was asking what has been, the challenges you've, seen yourself with those students out there, especially the female students in school.
All right, so there's a knowledge gap here. whenever we go for outreaches, when I go for outreaches, I used to ask first where if they know where they actually urinate from, because people think they actually urinate from the vagina, but they urinate from the urethra, which are two different things. Yeah, the urethra is a part of the female reproductive system. So when we start the conversation like that, you realize that okay, there's this anatomy part that these girls do not even know, and then when they're being taught in school, it's so shallow, and also it's like there's a stigma around it. You know, when you teach, it's going to be male and female in class here. When you teach about
Mm.
reproductive health, they just start laughing, and it's literally nothing to laugh about. Also, they also get so ashamed to say it's the vagina, and I always wonder if you can say that this is your hand and this is your leg or this is your head, why can't you say it's a vagina? Because it's literally a reproductive part. It's literally part of your body, but it's also the shame. It's still it's still shame. Everything is still wrapped around in shame. And you realize that okay, most of the teachers that even teach are female teachers. We shouldn't be that way. Male teachers should be able to teach. There's a school that I went to at first, and on the team there's a guy. And one of the principals now came to say, or the principal rather came to say, why is the guy a part of the team? And it was just, it sounded weird, because why can't a guy be a part of the team? If we want any significant change to happen, it should be male and female, men and women should both be involved in it. There's also another thing where I say this thing to other NGOs, or when we want to collaborate with NGOs, or you go to schools and then maybe the principal will say there's another NGO that has come, or there's another NGO that is coming. I'm like, you know what? Even if 10 NGOs come to this school, nothing has been done. We go to a particular school 1 month here and then you teach them. It does nothing. It has to be continuous knowledge. It has to be continuous learning. The same way we have debate club or music club or whatsoever clubs in school, there should be a menstrual health club in school. That's something that I want to do. We should start a menstrual health club in school, because that's the only way this information will always be continuous. We have to bridge the gap. We have to teach properly. Even the teachers too should be taught properly, because honestly, when you ask these girls questions, you just realize that what they're teaching them does not carry weight. What they're teaching them is not even, it's not helping them in any way, because they ask random, they ask so many questions that you're like, okay, this should actually be a course. It should not like, they should not put it, you should not plaster it inside integrated science or basic science or whatsoever. It should actually be a course on its own, because there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to know. So that's one of the things that in fact, I've been thinking about. I mean, it's what we do is to shape us, but I've been thinking that even beyond the parts, this information is very, very important. They actually need information about their own reproductive system. So, yeah.
Wow. I mean, just like you said, there's one thing to, particular in the education system, which is one of the goals or one of the aim of education is to see significance. That means how are we going to put this to use? So when they are actually teaching them what they can actually practice in real sense or what they can really understand, put it to use in their daily lives to solve the issue, it becomes a problem, meaning that the curriculum itself has to be updated, just like you've said. And they really need to be a scheme to train even the ones that are actually teaching this. Because yeah, I mean, if you don't have the know-how, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't no one knows it all, but then it's always a continuum. You need to go and refresh, get the memory, get to understand the present realities and add it up, upgrade to see that you give the right and the appropriate information out there. I believe it's just so sad that, I mean, many students out there, they were not even, some of them were not even able to identify their left from right. And it all boils down to the need for, when these NGOs, come into schools, to sensitize them, because I mean, it's not everything that could be covered. I wouldn't actually say, in as much as yes, the ability may be there, but at the same time, the school is structured in a way that we have certain subjects or we have certain topics that actually run within a period or within a duration. So you mean menstruation is something that we can't actually cover using 40 minutes in a class. And just like you said, there's a need. Maybe it should not be infused in maybe integrated science, because integrated science, you will just break in. You won't have the full, gap to teach this thing well. You just have to break it in to manage time. So maybe it could be, taken as a separate maybe course that they can offer, so that we have the right information starting from the junior secondary level to the senior secondary level. And from there, I mean, because as a guy, I actually knew about what really pushed me to read this. I think I actually knew about menstrual, like I had to study about the whole thing around SS2, you know. Something actually led me to that. And I had to just research about it, understand how to calculate a menstrual cycle and what have you. I mean, know where to, track it. And I mean, possibly if a lady shares that with me, I can, get to know, oh, when next should you expect, or this is when next you should expect your period. But just like other guys, they may not really see it as something necessary to study. But from what I'm seeing here, if you don't know, may not know how to handle the situation, or you may not know how to be considerate, just like you've said. So a whole lot of work for guys, a whole lot of homework for the school management, a whole lot of homework for teachers, a whole lot of homework too for the students, because the place of shame is another problem. The truth is, when it has to do with something that relates to our private a private part of our body, is something that we feel so shy, to talk about it in public, and we feel so shy to even communicate it, even with our own opposite sex, except that person is your party, except that person is someone you are so free with. Okay, so I believe that's one of the challenges you people do face as well, because there are certain students that are not. If you don't come out that, oh, this information is safe with us, we are here to help you, we are here to add value, maybe they will not be able to open up, and it may be very, very disappointing and discouraging. So I believe that even as students, there's a lot of work we need to do. Okay, even at homes, parents too, because we leave the house down to school. So we can also expect everything to be, channeled to school. A whole lot of work for parents too to exercise at home. So that's what will lead me to the question I will ask you: at what age should a father, at what age should a mother, or is it even a role of the mother alone? Because even at home, some parents, we the fathers, they don't give this advice. They don't get to communicate and tell the children or the girl or the boys, this is what you should know about menstruation. Okay, so at what, and we still keep on passing certain myths. If you stand with a guy, you'll be pregnant, all those things. Very weird, kind of outdated stigmas and fear. So at what age should a parent educate a child about is a menstrual cycle or a period?
I mean, integrated science are going to teach you about puberty. What's the level you can understand? When you get to secondary
Your voice is a bit breaking. I don't know if it's actually network from my end. Oh my god.
school, when you get to JS class and it's
Okay, corporate people, just like I said, a message. It's not one person thing, not two persons thing. It is a collective responsibility. The parents, teachers, school management, principal, proprietor, proprietress, the teachers of biology, integrated science, the students, not science, not arts, generally everyone inclusive, the male, the female. A lot of what we need to do to ensure that we have a safe atmosphere where these girls will feel served, the ladies will feel protected and cherished. Because I mean, if we don't show this empathy, if we don't come out, with this sense of responsibility, that it is our responsibility to endure, it's our responsibility to tolerate, it will really, be that bad. So Yes, it's a fantastic and it's a great moment that we shared here on Uproot the Issue podcast. I don't know if Dr. M. Medium will be back, but if we are so fortunate to have her back, we may just call that a wrap. But then, to everyone here, please, as much as we could, please let's try and give in our best to see that we are actually helping us. We are actually pushing and we are actually creating a good atmosphere for the female and for the women out there. Let's see that they are giving the best. Let's be that they are actually giving, we are actually giving our time to see that they are fine. So, from Abroad the Issue podcast to you, thank you so much for actually watching till this very hour. Reward and keep you. Thank you very much. This has been a rewarding session. And my words with you is that as much as life is concerned, try as much as possible to show concern. For empathy is the watchword. Do men really know what women go through monthly? It is now left. The boy, the ball is now in your court to know if what should you do as a guy? Should you actually, sweep it off the carpet, or you should show concern, be more available, and ensure that she's fine? Yes, it's a responsibility, and it's a responsibility to ensure that she is fine. Thank you so much. And until next episode, I love you so much. And thank you. God bless you. Ikeminekwere is my name, the host of Approach the Issue podcast. Till next episode, I love you. Stay safe. Mwah.